Hello everybody and welcome to How to Learn with Your iPod. It's another mini lecture and this time it's about the physiology of learning. What is that, you ask? Well, let's look at how our bodies influence our ability to learn. In this mini lecture we'll look at what, so what, and now what. What is physiology anyway? So what? How do these systems in our body influence our ability to learn? Now what? What can we do for our bodies to improve our ability to learn? And last, we'll look at how does aging affect our bodies and learning? So physiology, for those of you who are not in the sciences, it's the study of the body systems, how they interact, and I really like this particular phrase, no system of the body works in isolation. Everything is interconnected and works together, and the well-being of the person depends on the well-being of all the interacting body systems. So there are 11 systems in the body, depending on how you count, ranging from skin to reproductive system. We'll look at just some of these in some particular ways. We'll look at sleep, how much you get and how well you sleep. We'll look at exercise, eating and drinking, what do you eat and when. We'll look at breathing techniques, and we'll look at managing stress. There's more out there, but we're just going for a rough picture, and you have room to do your own exploration as well. So when it comes to learning, sleep plays an important role. If you miss out on some sleep, you'll find that it could impair your ability to remember things, your ability to take in new information, your ability to pay attention, reaction times. You might even experience hallucinations. There are different studies about what parts of the night impact our ability to learn. The first half of the night is associated with slow wave sleep. That early sleep may help us with remembering facts, what we know, and consolidating new information. The second half of the night is associated with rapid eye movement, or REM sleep, and that later sleep may actually help with procedural memory, or how to do things, and material that involves high imagery, like complex tables, charts, diagrams of the body, you name it. There's still more research to do out there, but the general consensus is that consolidated sleep through the whole night is optimal. That seems like a no-brainer, but here we are, we're talking about the brain. When it comes to exercise, there are a couple things we should know. Your body uses 20% of your brain uses 20% of the oxygen in your body. So exercise maintains a steady stream of oxygen to that brain. And it can encourage your brain to work at optimal capacity. With studies done with children, even moderate exercise like walking has been shown to improve their attention. Some schools have started having students do the recess or physical activities before they begin their classes so that they can pay attention better. Other studies have shown that exercise can actually help neurogenesis. That means growing new neurons. They used to think it wasn't possible, now they do. And you can try different kinds of exercise for different results. Aerobic exercise like biking helps with one thing. Skill activities like rock climbing help with more complex functions. They recommend doing both, but probably not at the same time. It's hard to climb a rock wall on a bike. So let's look at eating, drinking, and how they affect learning. Well, we all love junk food. Well, some of us do anyway. and fast food because they're easy. You can grab and go. This culture of people in America is just not slowing down. But new research suggests the typical diet of things like chicken nuggets and French fries negatively affects school performance and learning. So do those processed foods that contain high sugar, bad fats, artificial colors, preservatives. All of these things can affect learning negatively. There are differences of opinion with respect to alcohol, caffeine, even smoking. Alcohol can affect short-term and long-term memory and your ability to focus and your motor skills. Other studies look at alcohol's ability to increase certain capacities. So let's maybe follow the Buddhists and say everything in moderation. Let's not go crazy. I'm not going to condone or judge. I'm just here to give you some facts. When do we eat? And what should we eat? Well, breakfast really is as important as they say. It is possibly the most important meal of the day, and your brain needs food regularly. Nighttime is the longest it goes without nourishment, so it makes sense that breakfast is an important meal. It's also important to drink water throughout the day. Your brain is 75% water. So if it gets dehydrated or your body gets dehydrated, that affects your ability to learn. When you're looking at what to eat, in the morning, quality lean proteins, complex carbohydrates, low sugar meals. Something like steel-cut oatmeal or an egg sandwich. Those are better than cereals, donuts, croissants, pastries. If you want the energy to last in the morning, go for the protein and complex carbs. Having liquids all day, water, and also black or green tea helps. And then lastly, other meals during the day, lunch or dinner. Brain foods high in omega-3 fatty acids, iron, and antioxidants. And here are some examples of foods that contain those three things. Salmon. If you want to be sustainable, you'll go with Pacific salmon from the Pacific Northwest. Egg yolks, walnuts, those are your omega-3s. Irons you find in dark leafy greens and red meat and other things. Give blood and you'll get a whole chart. Antioxidants, you can find those with vitamins C and E. They occur in fruits, veggies, vegetables for those of you that like the full word, and legumes like beans. So food does have an effect on us, and it raises the exciting possibility that changes in diet are a viable strategy, according to a UCLA study. That strategy can help us enhance our cognitive abilities, protect our brain from damage, even counteract the effects of aging. When it comes to breathing, well, we can live more than 50 days without food, around 7 days without water, but we can not survive without oxygen for more than 5 minutes. Other people will say 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 minutes without air, but I'm going by the information I found. It was backed up by studies. What's more important is there are 3 types of breath. There's shoulder breathing that you do when you're stressed out or panicked. There's breathing from your chest, which is most common. And then there's breathing from your belly, abdominal breathing. And that can reduce stress because it activates the vagus nerve. So when we look at managing stress, even short-term stress can affect learning and your ability to remember. What was that? I don't remember. Cognitive symptoms of stress include worrying, forgetfulness. I don't remember what I'm supposed to be talking about here. The brain learns optimally when we have some challenge, but obviously It becomes less flexible, it reverts to primitive attitudes and procedures when it perceives threat. So it's okay to have a little bit of challenge, but a lot of stress, not a good thing. Again, these things are pretty obvious, but sometimes it helps to see it in print. So stress affects everybody in a different way. And we have known strategies we can use to manage or reduce the stress. There are ways to identify your own stress indicators. If you're like Happy Gilmore, you can visualize your happy place. That's a reference to a movie. Check it out. Focus, focus, focus. To-do lists, small goals, easy wins. Exercise, we've already talked about in this mini lecture. Sometimes 3 or 4 times a week. Socialize, get together with other people. Make new friends through interest groups. Meditate, or just find something funny and laugh. When we look at aging, we're all getting older every second, every minute. The literature supports the idea that lifelong learning is a viable thing for healthy adults. The speed of learning may slow over time, but older learners make up for speed with experience. Now, recent studies also showed that when adults over 50 played specialized video games, they improved their memory and other cognitive functions. They even reversed mental decay. So we're going to have to find those specialized video games and just play them a lot. So summing it all up, how do the systems in our body influence our ability to learn? How much sleep you get make a difference. When you sleep makes a difference. How well you sleep makes a difference. Exercise, eating and drinking, how you breathe, how you manage stress, even how you treat your body as you age. All these things affect your ability to learn. Check out the links that we've posted for you in the quest, and we're going to have some cool activities to help you explore how your body affects your learning, and you'll get to report back out. We'll see you online. Goodbye.